Hey everybody, Mr. B here, and welcome to the channel. We're in beautiful Lake Ohrid. I've been here maybe a couple of weeks now. I was at one place for a week, then I went down to Kortrijk for a while, came back up here. I can't get enough. So in this video, I'm going to show you just how beautiful this place is. And I'm getting into the groove of slow traveling, right? Because I have no agenda. I start thinking about moving on, and I will eventually move on. I wake up the next day, I see these beautiful mountains, I see this beautiful lake, I'm in a beautiful campsite run by a beautiful family, who, by the way, the young man here, who's the namesake of the camp, Arby, is an incredible guitar player. So I'm going to link his Instagram in the description. If you are a fan of electric guitar, you need to check this kid out. Unbelievable. So anyway, sit back, relax, enjoy the video, and let's go explore Lake Ohrid, Albania. What is it, Porky? That lizard playing with you. He's playing with you. What is it, buddy? In this week's video, Porky and I leave the white Ottoman houses of Berat, overlooked by Berat Castle, still standing guard after all these centuries, and we head towards Lake Ohrid. It doesn't take long before we're experiencing those hairpin switchback turns that Albania is famous for requiring both offensive and defensive driving skills. Driving in Albania is not a passive experience, it's a full contact sport. After a few hours of Albania's mountains and valleys, I get my first glimpse of Lake Ohrid, a place I've dreamed of seeing for many years. Join Porky and I, and let's go explore it. Since retiring, I've had a harder time slowing down than I thought I was going to have. After arriving to the camp, I was frantically online searching for the must-sees and must-dos around this ancient lake. After decades of corporate America chasing deals for shareholder profits and manufactured deadlines, it isn't surprising that this would take some adjustment. And it hit me again. I'm not on holiday. This is not a vacation. This is my life now. It's okay to slow down. It also hit me that there were chores to be done. Van life seems to be a constant battle against dust, grit, smells, and in my case, a lot of porky hair. I decided that now was as good a time as any, and to take the opportunity to use the meditation of simple things like cooking some ham and eggs, doing the washing up, prepping and doing some laundry after waiting my turn. Before van life, these tasks were a necessary nuisance. Now, these tasks become ritual. They help slow me down, help me maintain mindfulness, and in an odd way, doing these mundane tasks in a place like this helps me connect. So I took some time to get quiet, worked on getting centered, and realized that the whole point of being in a place like this is not seeing the next church, the next Byzantine mosaic, the next insert subject name here museum. While those things are important and are things that I love experiencing, the point of being in a place like Lake Ohrid is to be in a place like Lake Ohrid. And what better way to be than doing these simple, everyday tasks for life like people have done everywhere for thousands of years. This place is just amazing. Got a great campsite right on the lake. Checked in day before yesterday. Did not give them a checkout date. So I think I'm going to be here for at least a couple of more days. And I have no idea where we're off to next, but we'll figure that out. I think tomorrow I'm going to figure out a taxi into Porky, which is about 20 kilometers that way. And it won't pick up on film, but I can actually see it on that side of the lake. And over here, this big mountain right there, that's North Macedonia. So you're right here on the border of Albania and North Macedonia. Really cool. And half the lake is in Albania and half the lake is in North Macedonia. So anyway, yeah, I'm thinking about heading into Porky to, I need a pharmacy. I need to try to get my maintenance meds refilled and figure out how that goes. It's supposed to be easy, but we'll see. And, I could use a supermarket, maybe a bakery. I ate at the restaurant last night. They've got the trout that comes from Lake Ohrid, and it's apparently some unique trout that's only found in Lake Ohrid, which I'm sure is true, right? Absolutely delicious. But I must say, and this isn't a complaint because of where I'm at, and comparatively, it isn't as expensive, but I felt like it was a bit pricey. So I had trout and a Greek salad and a beer. And that was about $38, which, again, is all relative, I reckon, because it had been a hell of a lot more than that in Atlanta. But I digress. Anyway, this is the road leading into the campsite, and there's all kinds of critters and things like that. Porky's having a blast with it. Yeah, what else? Each place I go to here in Albania it just seems like it gets better and better and better. And I don't know if that's me, like maybe I was adjusting to something, or maybe the campsites I picked out weren't quite right, or maybe I just kind of hit the wrong places at the wrong time. I definitely want to go back to Shkodër and give that another look. I think that there seems to be a little bit more there than what I was experiencing. And like I've always said, philosophy of travel, always leave a reason to go back. So that's what I'm doing here. Let me move around. Got a car coming, I gotta get out of the way. Now it's all dusty. What is the date? Today's Sunday, June 7th. And I can't believe we're already in June. I keep meaning to do a calculation to see how many days I've actually been over here. Anyway, not really important. But I do have to start thinking about my route back north, which somewhat has an effect on where I start going next. So I don't know if I continue even further south from here, like heading towards Gjirokastër and the Greek border, and if that is something I'm interested in doing, which I am interested in that part of Albania, or if I want to start heading back north, maybe through a circle, and because I've come down one way through and to go back another. But of course, that's not really up to me. That's up to the roads here in Albania, and you take what you can get and what you can drive on, right? So I do want to be back in Germany in early July, so that gives me 3 to 4 weeks here to play with. So we'll see. I do think that In my mind, I keep going back to Montenegro, where we sat on that beautiful beach with those sunsets. See, I think that might be something I'm interested in doing. I don't know. I also hear that the mountains of Montenegro, which it's within the name, Montenegro means Black Mountain, are really supposed to be spectacular and something to see as well. But I just haven't researched it to see how are the roads, are there campsites, are they reasonable campsites? You know, I'm not really into the, well, it's not that I'm not into the wild camping, it's just I'm alone. And if I'm not hooked into 230, I don't have refrigeration at this point. And that's a problem, which you've heard me talk about the refrigeration issue. And we're going to get that solved. It's just, I can't solve it here. I have to get back north probably to get that situated. Anyway, we'll see what Porky has to offer tomorrow. I'll take you along for that ride. And we'll see you then. Lake Ohrid is the oldest lake in Europe, stretching across the border between Albania and North Macedonia. The lake is home to over 200 endemic species that exist nowhere else on Earth. Estimated to be between 1 and 3 million years old, its crystal clear waters have witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations for thousands of years, having served as a crossroads between cultures, empires, and trade routes. Archaeological discoveries here have revealed evidence of prehistoric lakeside settlements dating back more than 6,000 years. Ancient Illyrian tribes once inhabited these shores long before the arrival of the Romans, who later incorporated the area into their vast empire. Byzantine rulers, Bulgarian kingdoms, Ottoman sultans, and countless merchants, travelers, and pilgrims all passed through this landscape, leaving their mark on the communities that grew along the lake's edge. Standing here today, it is easy to understand why generations of people chose to call this place home. Surrounded by mountains, nourished by abundant fresh water, and connected to the wider world through ancient trade networks, Lake Ohrid has been both a sanctuary and a meeting point for human civilization. As the sun reflects off the water and the villages quietly overlook the shoreline, the lake remains a living link between the distant past and the present day. After a few days in courtship playing tourist, the water sprites were calling my name, so I listened and made my way back up to Lake Ohrid. Check out the video on courtship, cool place. There were plenty of things to explore around Camp Arby. There was a village of Tushmit where I would go to the market every day for fruit, water, and, well, you know, of course, beer. It was like stepping back in time. There was the green spray subdrillion, perfect for walking Porky, where he could argue with the ducks while I enjoyed the shade. I ran across a shepherd who, despite an impossible language barrier, taught me a few tricks of the herding trade.
You will let them shine. Okay. Kapet.
Okay. Whoa.
Ktheu kështu. Po stapin, simbol këtu. Ne. Simboli. Kështu. Ah, okay. Ktheu këtek, profili.
That's good. You got it. Thank you. Perfecto. Have a good day. Fill 'em in, Daddy. Then I decided to walk to Porky, about 10K round trip. Before long, the promenaded beaches of Porky laid before me. People were actively getting ready for the tourist season, but it felt more than just a tourist town. There is a daily life that goes about here. The town struck me as having that Goldilocks thing, along with not too small, not too big, not completely inundated by tourists. It felt just right. So I just ran into the YouTuber Retire Overseas with Patrick. I had a feeling that I was going to run into him. Just one of those feelings. Great guy. Check out his channel. It's very full of information about retiring overseas. So go check him. So seeing Patrick, one can note that there's a fairly substantial, as I understand it, expat community here in Porky. People from all over the world, retirees, digital nomads, stuff like that. And quite a few content creators too, I might add. I can certainly see why they choose it. It's beautiful. The landscape is dotted with old concrete bunkers, a remnant of Albania's darker recent history. Story goes, the dictator Enver Hoxha was paranoid of a two-front invasion led by the Warsaw Pact and/or NATO. So it is estimated that between 170,000 and 200,000 bunkers were built between the 1960s and the 1980s, draining money and resources for making the lives of average Albanians better, combating housing shortages, and improving roads and infrastructure. And there is no shortage of these bunkers around the lake. My guess is that because the proximity to the border of North Macedonia, which would have been Yugoslavia at the time and governed by the dictator Tito, who Hoxha was not on best terms with and was convinced wanted to invade and absorb Albania into Yugoslavia. These bunkers are everywhere, all over the country, including the cities. In case it isn't evident by me going on and on saying basically the same thing over and over, this place has taken a bit of hold on me. It's hard to put into words, but it's something that I've been feeling down in my core and feeling it more here than anywhere I've been to date on this adventure. I have promised myself not to get too sold on a country, city, region, or place, at least not just yet. But Lake Ohrid makes that difficult. Time suspends on this lake. The city hustle of Atlanta and corporate life seems light years away, like a life I would no longer recognize, at least no longer recognize as being mine. Another week has passed, and I can feel the time is coming to move on. So that's going to be a wrap on Lake Ohrid, Albania. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it doesn't do this place justice. Anyway, we'll be moving on, Porky and I. So if you'd like to see where we end up next, be sure to like and subscribe. Come along for the little ride. And in the meantime, keep exploring. See you next time. Nico got in trouble.